Hi guys, rachybop here, happy Sims Saturday. It's been 2 years now since The Sims has come out, so I thought I would do a kind of re-review 2 years in, because sometimes when things first come out we're super enthusiastic, we've only played the thing or used the thing for like a week or so, and it can be very different from having that product for 2 years. But in the same vein of that, having the same game for 2 years is impressive in itself actually when you think about it, so that is positive because most of this is going to be a little bit less than positive. I watched Lazy Gamer's video about The Sims 4 being 2 years in and him not being very impressed, and I agreed with everything he said. Definitely go check that video out. It's called The Sims 4 2 years of meh, and it's absolutely spot on with everything. A couple of things that I would add myself, and I think I've mentioned these things in other reviews I was a bit frustrated with, but because every time they bring out an expansion, oh, and by the way, this is in no way an attack on the team. I love everybody on the team and I think they do a great job, and if anything I feel like us guys speaking out is more in their defense. I might be completely wrong with this, obviously I might be, but I almost feel like they're these amazing creative people who want to do so much, and they do as much as they can to make the game how they perceive that we want it, but there's so many restrictions and red tape and publisher rubbish that on their back that they just can't, but they end up being the absolute face of it because they're like out in the community, and I just think that's really unfair on them because they get a lot of vile people on Twitter at least like attacking them when it's not them personally. They're doing their job and beyond that, so power to the gurus. But we must be honest, we really must. It's so important and so valuable that we're all honest about what we're thinking about the game. Like I said, it is 2 years in, so how do you feel about any game 2 years later? Some games have longevity that you can play them for years and years and years, others you could only play for like 5 weeks and it's done. So we are lucky that we have a game that you can play eternally, there's no end. You make your own purpose, which is something that I've always struggled with within The Sims, but with previous editions of the game I've been kind of led, and sometimes I'd choose somewhere based on where the game was taking me, or I'd find fun things along the way and go off in another direction. Whereas with The Sims 4 you can kind of sit there and be completely aimless and not be given a direction, and maybe that's very empty-headed of me, but I think that's something that lacks from the previous editions of the game. Another thing is when they bring out expansions and stuffs and game packs, you almost find yourself looking forward to them because of the hope that it might make the game a little better and give you some more play, rather than being super excited for the content and the theme. Cool kitchen stuff, no. Like cool kitchen stuff almost pushed me over the edge. If I'd been anywhere near a cliff, that would have pushed me over. There's no words for cool kitchen stuff. The rest of the packs I've been alright with, but I was kind of like, when we first had, I can't remember what it was, like a creators camp or something at Gamescom before The Sims 4 came out, but it was about The Sims 4. They said the reason why we're using this new engine to build the game was so everything isn't scripted on the same things and we can do new things and blah blah blah. But then when you actually go into it now, every game pack and stuff pack and expansion, you can see that it's using the same things, and of course it will to an extent, but there's no new things. There's nothing new. But I would say there's two main things that I want to say really, and I'm sorry if I said these before, but to round it up in a full Sims 4 2 year in review, I think that the game lacks soul. It absolutely just lacks soul. There's not, like the other editions of the game, it's hard not to compare, it's the same game, were so soulful. You felt like they were little people who did crazy little things. You get little bits of comedy all over the place. In The Sims 4, while that occasionally happens, it's just dead. It's empty. There's no life there. Everything is a reaction to something, and you can calculate what reaction you would get from the combination of those things. It's all calculatable and it's all easy to see. I have no problems with the way it looks. I think that's totally great. And a big advancement and everything else, but the loading screens aren't getting any better than they were. And yeah, it's just lifeless somehow. Even The Sims Free Player has the soul in it, and I say even The Sims Free Player just because it's a mobile based game. It technically should not be that good because it's on a mobile device, but it has the soul of The Sims 3, 2, 1. It's like somehow it has that humour, little things in it that just make you giggle. And another really important thing that I want to say is that, and I have said this before, is that it feels like a crowdfunded game that is incomplete, that we are told we have a say in how it is shaped, but do we really? Because it all has to go through this shield of the publisher. And I don't know, maybe all these people saying the same things, like giving this feedback after 2 years, will help for them to see that it really, really needs a push in a different direction, desperately. Because this is not a game I want to lose. It's something that I want to see grow and grow and grow as I get older and older. And I want to see it progress with every new technology that comes out and everything. But I just feel like The Sims 4 has just been, it feels like in crowdfunding you pay a certain amount, you get the game and you see it build as you go along. But this is like we've paid the money, been given the game, and it's being added to with things that we didn't really want. And then people are now coming in and paying like a lot less, getting a lot more, and it's still incomplete. I still live in hope that toddlers will be added. I still live in hope that we'll get a style wheel and all that kind of stuff. I'd never expected to have The Sims 4 with all the expansions and everything else, but I did expect to have a base game that was at least at the standard of The Sims 3 base game, because there will be people who play a base game only, and if they've gone from The Sims 3 to The Sims 4, it's ridiculous. Like, it was hard enough going to it stripped back with nothing but understandable, but the fact that you don't get the toddler life stage, you didn't get all the colour things, and it's like, yeah, but you got these new emotions. We didn't want those. I feel like it's really mellow, slow game, and in all honesty, I hardly ever play anymore. I don't get the urge to pick up and play. I definitely go in and check out new stuff when it's added, and then I'm over it within a few hours and I wait until the next thing comes out. I know I'm not the only person who does that. I know there'll be plenty as well that don't admit that that's what they do. I know there'll be other people who are totally into it, and that's amazing. I'm so happy for you. But it is important that we are all honest and that we all get a game that we love, because essentially the reason why we're talking about this is because we love The Sims. I freaking love The Sims. I have such an adoration for it, but the main things I love it for are not there anymore. The humour, the spontaneity, the exciting things, they're all gone. I mean, there's things in The Sims 3 Ambitions and World Adventures that I haven't even seen yet. The expansions were so deep, and yet now here we are with this content that you can get through in half an hour, and it's not that exciting. So I hope the time passes so that we're not looking at a new expansion thinking this might be it, and we actually get to look at one and think, yes, another one. Gosh, I haven't even finished the last one, but wow, this is going to be amazing. And then at least That's what I hope for anyway. To review it, if I was giving you advice right now, I'd say hold off. The game's only going to get cheaper and you're only going to get more stuff. Watch people's Let's Plays, experience it that way. And just to mention as well, I think The Sims has a really strong community and there's a lot of bonds there. I've made some myself. I have some really great friends within The Sims community. But there's a lot of drama and bullying and hate and nastiness, and I absolutely despise that. And I think we could all do with just being kind and just letting people play the game. At the end of the day, it's a game that is meant to be fun, and if it's still fun for you, have fun with it. But let's not be nasty to others, because that is not what the Sims community should be known for, and it's definitely, from my perspective, what it's becoming known for over the years, and that's really not what we want. If it was up to me, it'd be all sunshines, rainbows and hugs on every corner. I know that's not realistic, but it should be. So I'm crossing my fingers for great things in the future for The Sims. I know a lot of people have given up already. I've seen them drop off from the community and go off on their merry way. And also, it is a bit of a ride or die community. It's like, unless you're playing it every day, you are not a simmer. Well, you're a simmer. If you play the game, you're a simmer. If you enjoy the game, that's great, you're a simmer. If you played it and you don't like it but you wish it was better, you're still a simmer, it's fine. If you can build a house, that's great, go and build a house. If you can't build a house but you enjoy building a house, build a house. Who cares what anyone says? Do what you love. Don't let anyone judge you and just keep going strong. Doesn't matter what the internet says. Anyway, whew, needed to say all that. Thank you for watching, guys. If you're with someone now, give them a hug. Let me know your favourite and least favourite thing about The Sims in the comments. My favourite thing, that's actually quite hard. I think I am definitely grateful that Sims 4 exists. I'm grateful that it went on to create a new thing, and I'm grateful that it's still being worked on. But I am disappointed by the lack of soul. So let me know your like and dislike in the comments, and I hope this video has been of help to you if you were thinking of purchasing it. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!